Hello everyone. Today, we'll learn how to get a client's IP address using Java Spring Boot. It's a common task for logging, security, and personalization. Let's dive in. First, we'll explore the basic method using HttpServletRequest. In a Spring Boot controller, inject HttpServletRequest. You can then call request.getRemoteAddr. This method returns the IP address of the client. It's simple and works in many basic scenarios. However, it might not be accurate when dealing with proxies or load balancers. Next, let's discuss handling proxies. Proxies often obscure the client's real IP. The getRemoteAddr method will then return the proxy's IP, not the client's. To get the real IP, you need to check HTTP headers. Common headers include X forwarded for, proxy client IP, and WL proxy client IP. The X forwarded for header is the most reliable, containing a comma-separated list of IPs. The first IP in the list is usually the client's. Iterate through these headers to extract the real IP. Remember to sanitize the input to prevent header injection attacks. Now, let's look at a code example. In your Spring Boot controller method, retrieve the HttpServletRequest. First, get the value of X forwarded for header. If it exists and isn't empty, split the string by comma. Take the first IP. If X forwarded for is null or empty, fall back to request.getRemoteAddr. This gives you a more robust solution. Ensure you handle potential exceptions, like a null request object. Consider creating a utility method for this logic. This encapsulates the IP retrieval logic and makes your code cleaner. The method can take HttpServletRequest as input and return the client IP as a string. You can then reuse this method across your controllers. Security is also very important. Always validate the retrieved IP address. Use regular expressions to check if it's a valid IP address format. Prevent malicious users from injecting fake IPs. Consider using a library like Apache Commons Validator for IP address validation. Rate limiting based on IP addresses is another common security measure. Also, be mindful of privacy regulations such as GDPR. Handle IP addresses responsibly. You may need to anonymize or hash IP addresses depending on your application's requirements. Don't store IP addresses longer than necessary. Finally, testing is crucial. Write unit tests to ensure your IP retrieval logic works correctly under different scenarios. Mock HttpServletRequest to simulate requests with and without proxy headers. Verify that your method returns the correct IP in each case. This builds confidence in your code and prevents unexpected issues in production. That concludes our tutorial on getting client IP addresses in Java Spring Boot. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Spring Boot tutorials. Your support helps us create more valuable content. Feel free to leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below.